Good to see you. I'm joined by Luke and Zoe from School in the Bag. Thank you so much for taking a bit of time to catch up with us today. Do you want to just start off by just saying hello and saying who you are?
Sure. I'll go first. So my name's Luke. I'm the founder and CEO of School in a Bag, the charity that we set up. It was born out of a charity called the Piers Simon Appeal, which we created in memory of my older brother Piers, who sadly died in the Indian Ocean tsunami on Boxing Day in 2004. So we're fastly approaching our 20th anniversary of charitable legacy work in his memory.
I can't believe it's 20 years. I remember it happening. And as when you just said a moment ago, it was 20 years. I could not believe it. Unreal, really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the time does fly, doesn't it? And then when you bring children into the equation, it all goes quicker as well. But yeah, for the first 4.5 years, the Piers Simon Appeal put money into areas affected by natural disasters. And then we really diversified and had a second bite of the charity cherry, I suppose, and went back to our sort of core roots of children's education and created School in a Bag. So we're now, gosh, nearly 15 years old. We've just gone past our 150,000th school bag that we've delivered to children in 56 different countries. So we're doing okay. We're making good progress.
It's an amazing achievement, and born out of something which was as tragic, to push forward and do so much good cause, has been amazing. I feel really lucky because I've actually been to, I think about 6 or 7. I was annoyed that I missed this year, but I was away unfortunately with work. But the festivals have been absolutely amazing, and I remember the first one, with what was that stage? The Doma stage? Is that
Dutch barn stage.
barn stage? So we got the
Yeah,
barn
yeah.
stage,
The
which was the
Dutch barn.
initial one, and I've just seen it grow and grow, and yeah, it's been amazing to watch.
Yeah.
Zoe got us in this year to help you out a bit with some of the technology. Zoe, do you want to just say a bit about what you do and what you focus on?
Yeah, so I'm Zoe Fox. I'm the events marketing manager at School in a Bag. Focus a lot on our biggest annual fundraiser, which is the aforementioned Home Farm Fest. So we're lucky that we're based where Luke's family home is, which is on a farm in rural Somerset. So we run a festival on the land here in June, and not to be mixed up with Glastonbury, which is also in June and in Somerset, a bit smaller. And it raises a lot of money. It does a whole host of things, which also raises the charity profile in a different format, by bringing people in who may not chuck money into a charity bucket per se, but they'll buy a festival ticket and support the charity in that way. So Home Farm Fest, we've just done Home Farm Fest 17 this year. Doesn't quite now run alongside the charity age because of the COVID years that we missed 2 festivals. So yeah, this year we upped our game thanks to you guys by introducing an app, which is really exciting and was well used across all different users. So from us using it to punters using it, but also some of our traders got on board, some of our different areas in the festival got on board. People were really pleased that they could format their own festival by finding information about the bands that they liked the sound of, creating their own festival lineup in that respect. We did a flash sale on the Saturday, so we pushed out our first tickets for next year, which we've never done so early before. So actually doing next year's tickets while this year's festival was on, was brilliant and brought in a good few thousand that we would never be in the position where we've already raised money for next year. So lots learned, and we can still use it in a much wider scope again moving forward. So yeah, thanks to you and your team for doing that for us.
Look, it's an absolute pleasure, and we can learn with you to help you to better use the technology. That's the key thing. I always think with technology, one of the biggest obstacles is actually people getting to it, and you guys did such a great job of promoting it. You were really positive. The comms are really good, and it enabled people to get to it. And often with technology, you can build a beautiful piece of technology, which would be great if people are on it, but it's getting people there first. That's the key bit. Some of the data around it, and I won't get too bogged into the app because I've got more interesting things to talk about than the app, but 6,000 page views during the event days. There were page views before and page views after, but 1,000 personalized sessions. So on the festival app, you had the lineups and different stages. So people were actually favoriting the stages and creating their own personalized itineraries.
Yeah.
I would just love the fact that people did that and actually really went with it. I mean, that's a lot of personalized sessions across the event. How many stages are there? There's quite a few now, isn't it? It's really
There's
cool.
nine stages with over 150 performance acts over the weekend. And the thing is where we not struggle, because it's not a struggle, but because we have generally all smaller bands, unknown bands, you've not got the big famous lineups. People don't necessarily know the music. So to be able to on the app link, we do it on the website, but the website doesn't work in the way that the app did this year, which is a lot easier when it's in the palm of your hand.
Very accessible,
to
isn't it?
click through to a band that you either think they've got a funky name or you like the sound of, or just every band was broken down into their genre of music as well. But we also said to people, go to other stages, listen to some of their music that you don't think you like, just give it a go. And then because they were able to link through it and then make a snapshot decision of whether they liked it, they could favorite it, and then, as you say, create their own festival.
I think one of the things that it really did well for us is that Zoe mentioned the 9 stages. There's also 2 tiny little sort of quirky music venues as well. But we're still, 17 years in, we still have people that plonk down at the Dutch Barn stage, the original stage back in 2006, and they don't move because that's their home Farm Fest experience. But the app enabled people to go and explore the site because of that accessibility of band bios and just they don't it was right there. They're not having to go and get a guide or find the poster that's got the lineup. It was just so accessible, so therefore they did migrate around the site. So one of our other stages, called the Lloyd Lounge, named after my brother's nickname, that this year was rammed, to the tune where next year we're going to have to modify it because it's just at capacity now. 2 years ago you'd have had a handful of people there because everybody just stayed with what they knew. So the app really allowed the attendees to broaden their experience of the festival site. And from our point of view, this year we have more people on site than we've ever had before, but it didn't feel as busy as previous years because they literally were spread out around all the venues because of that greater knowledge of what was on. So that's where the app really did us proud.
And being able to do things like we have children's cinema on a Saturday and Sunday morning, mainly so their parents can have their hangover for a little while longer. But we were able to just instantly put out on the app, right, cinema starting now, where it is, because all the stages had the map was usable, so interactive. That's why the map was interactive, so people could see instantly where things were in a really easy way, and just to be able to put those little messages out. We didn't use it loads. I think that's partly because we're a small team and
you don't want to overuse it though. You don't want to push. If you push too much, people stop listening.
Yeah.
Focus on little and
Yeah.
And we were able to push out. We're getting better every year with our whole charity school in a bag message as well, and the app helps with things like that because we can have links to charity stuff. But we have a school in a bag shop where you can pack a school bag. And some of our trustees, some of our volunteers that were in there this year really got onto the app. And literally every person who funded a bag, they were posting pictures of and saying, come and do it and join in. And that helped push that through. We did more school bags. We changed the location of the shop, admittedly. It was more central this year. But that, as well as pushing it out through the app, we did more school bags than we've ever done this year.
Yeah, funded over 100 more. So, just getting that charity message out there, because for years we've been, guilty of not sort of really promoting School in a Bag within its biggest signature fundraiser, which sounds daft, but often we live and breathe it, and we just anticipate that people will know it. So it's something that we have to continue doing. We brought in screens at stages this year where we were able to promote the app and just wider people's knowledge of the festival in general. And it basically meant that we raised an additional £34,000 this year. A huge percentage increase in what we raised. And the money we raised from Home Farm Fest is then signature to the core costs of School in a Bag. So, if we make Home Farm Fest better and more lucrative each year, it means that the charity can grow. So therefore, the technology that you guys provided, it really sort of brought us up a notch. And it just, it was just so evident in what we raised in terms of profits. So, we're hugely grateful.
Well, it's music to my ears. The best kind of charity, but in my mind, is a charity which the event would stand in its own right, and your event 100% stands in its own right as an event. The charitable nature of it, the cause, is secondary to the quality of the event in its own right. And if we can play a part in improving that user experience, a small part, because the technology is only ever a small part. I'm aware that I always tell the guys, don't overplay it. Don't. It's just an app. It's just technology. But if we can play a small part in it, then that's amazing. Some of the things that we can do, just listening to you, we can actually help improve all of those things by making some further recommendations and us improving some stuff we do internally as well. But I like one of the things we're working on at the moment is looking at what you've watched or listened to or attended. So if you favorited something, you can say if you liked it. So 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. And it's kind of a machine learning. It learns from that and it will make recommendations of artists that are similar.
Oh,
So
wow.
it might say, don't you buy this? Yeah, so the idea came about from marketing meeting. So meeting management in corporate events where you have a good experience in a meeting and you say that you had a good experience, and then it looks at other people in the audience that you might like to meet. But likewise, we started doing it for shows, for sessions, for virtual events, and we can definitely look to do it for the sessions as a stage as well. So that personalization might help people, go from stage to stage to discover the things that really resonate with them.
Like music and stage dating almost.
Well, I was going to go on saying you could have an offshoot of that as a dating app, because the way you just explained it and said you might like to see that person at a future event, I was thinking, see that person or see that person.
I love the
dating app.
I like the speed dating idea, but what maybe just a Home Farm Fest speed dating tent. And we could do the meeting. You've got to donate to be in it. Find your true love, and you can have those true love stories for the next 20 years.
Because we have had several people meet here, and we've even had a few years ago now, we had a wedding. Well, they didn't have their actual ceremony here because they couldn't, but they had their stag and hen do on the Friday night.
Oh, lovely.
Often got married in a registry office in Yeovil, and then they came back here in horse and cart and all their stuff, and then they had onesies saying just married on the back for that evening. So all their friends came here, so their whole wedding was about their friends buying tickets to come here. They were all here for the whole weekend. It was brilliant, but they met here.
That is magic. I absolutely, I love that. Well,
imagine if technology then played a part in all of that, rather than, I think that's got real mileage.
Well, I'm really keen on like technology having a human nature to it, so that it isn't so, how technology is a bit there, isn't it? In my mind, I shouldn't say that as a running a software business, but it's, for me, all of our technology should have a human feel to it, like a conversational tone, so that it can actually facilitate conversations and help people connect and to share moments. That should be the point of it. It almost needs to keep out of the way a little bit, but to enable stuff to happen, to be behind the scenes. So I think look, Michael, remind me, we're doing dating apps. We've got to add it to the we might have to do a bit of moving around. But some of the things I found really interesting, I was able to look at So Texas Rocks was the top food in terms of clicks and impressions. So, but there was loads of clicks and impressions for the food trucks. And
Mm.
I was wondering whether people might be open to doing, you know, you could have a code in the app and you might do 5% off if you take
Yeah,
to
we
the
did. We
provider.
talked about that with your team beforehand, and that was my lack of doing, which was supposed to be. So we put all of the market traders and all of the food vendors on the app with links, and some of them did latch onto it through just verbally saying to them quite late on, "You're on the app, use it if you want to use it." But yes, it was supposed to be a bit more formatted than that in saying to them, if you want to do an offer, you can put it out there. You can
Mm.
say you've got free bag of chips with or whatever, or 10% off. So there's so much more scope
Mm.
that we've got. We had banded around ideas because we run all of our bars. All of the bars are charity led. Whether we do a happy hour, whether we do or whatever, just drive people to the different bars for various things. So literally the world is our oyster in terms of we've started, we know what it did on a very above basic level, but just, just learning and where it can then go. And this year as well, we flew under the radar of crowd comms on the app store because that was the most efficient way to do it at the time. But hopefully next year we'll have it under our brand,
Yeah,
under
I think it's much nicer. There's a
Mm.
sense of
yeah. We have
identity. Yeah.
absolutely, and we had a few people that we did a video. We did how to find it, how to use it, but you know, what's the percentage of people that don't take that on board or listen? Um, so
Hi.
people would say, I can't find it. It's like,
Yeah.
because you're Campaign Fun Fest. So we need to just alleviate that kind of stuff. And I think we'll get higher numbers purely because of that next year.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. And I agree with you. That'll make a big difference. Yeah, lots for us to explore. How many countries have you done bags in, Luke? I remember asking before, and it was probably about 30 or 40, but this was a while ago I asked, but
Yeah, 56 now.
56. And where did it
Yeah.
all start with the bags? Where did the first ones go?
The very, very first ones that was our sort of joint project with Shelterbox and Cornwall was Swaziland. And now Swaziland's not even called that anymore. It's called the Kingdom of Eswatini. But it's a landlocked kingdom in South Africa. And then under our own steam, our very first bags went to Sierra Leone. So yeah, uh, I'm quite turned on by numbers only because I love travel and I love cultures. So I'd quite like to try and get to 60 countries. And we haven't done a great deal in Central America. So
Yeah.
Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala. I'd like to try and explore links into those countries. But man, there's such a need in so many of the places where we're working that when we open the door in a new country, suddenly, we're inundated. So,
What
know,
can people do to help? What does it cost to kind of to pack one of those bags, to get one of those bags ready and get it out to someone who needs it somewhere in one of those 56 countries?
well, at the moment it's still £20, but the consensus is that, and we know this from doing all of our sort of evaluation, that £20 on some projects isn't covering how much it costs to realistically get a bag out there. So it will increase, but at the moment it's 20, but it will have to go up, possibly from January the 1st, 2025, and we'll sign that all off at the next trustee meeting. But if you were to buy one of our UK packed bags off the shelf here in the UK, it would cost you £70 and 60p. So,
With all the content.
with everything in it. So the fact that we're, still getting a £20 donation and getting that into the hands of a child somewhere in the world,
Yeah.
it's pretty decent value.
And where's the best place to go? It's the website, but do you want to just remind everyone where that is so they can go there?
Yeah, of course. So if you go to schoolinabag.org and then go up in the top right hand corner, there's a donate button. Click on that. That takes you through to our donate page where you've got options. You can fund a bag, you can become a repeat giving hero by signing up to be a monthly donor, by funding to our work. You can set up your own fundraising page if you're interested in, doing some sort of personal challenge. People pledge their birthday, so they create their page and email it out. So there's lots of different options of how you can support us. And of course, on that top bar of the website, you've got the Get Involved button, which will give you lots of ideas of just about how you can go ahead and do that, whether you're a school, an individual, a corporate, legacy, all those different aspects of fundraising amongst the core sectors. So, yeah, schoolinabag.org is where you can support us.
Definitely do it. Amazing charity, amazing people, and an amazing festival. I am going to be there this year. It's early June. Is it early June this year? I was looking at the dates.
So can we,
Yeah, second week of June. So it's the 6th to the 8th of June, 2025.
Somerset, the greatest county in the whole of of England and possibly the world as
and
well.
I think Matt, we need to have the crowd comms tent because the one thing that was a shame last year is that you had this brilliant app there, but we didn't have any of you guys there enjoying the festival. So it would be
No.
lovely to try and get a crowd comms
Crowd comms, that's where the
tent
that's
and
where the
team there.
dating will be.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go. I'm up for that. I've just
yeah.
got the only thing is I can see Michael's there thinking, oh God, June. June is our team will be spread across the world. So I'm going to make sure I get in really early so that at least I can be there with my family. I'm going to be really, really selfish with this one. But we'll definitely bring some people along and just delighted to, play a very, 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 very small part in what is an amazing project that you guys have set up and continue to run. So yeah, thanks for letting us be a part of it, and we will do even more to help you this year to improve the technology aspect of what is a great festival.
Well, that's so kind of you. And even what you did for us last year has made such a difference already. And knowing that we can expand on that and do more is hugely exciting. So we're massively grateful to you all for your passion and dedication to help us improve what we do.
You star. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.